All right. Hello and welcome, everyone. Let me just check to make sure we are live on YouTube and we're getting the sound coming through okay. Let's see. Let's check YouTube. Yes, we are good on YouTube. Fantastic. Uh, so let's just turn on the camera, maybe. Okay. Hello and welcome, everyone. Hi. Tonight we're going to take a look at Vatican City and including St. Peter's Basilica and the Sistine Chapel as well. So getting a good look inside. A lot of the photos are inside. I've got a few photos of the outside, but a lot of photos are inside as well. Although you cannot take pictures of Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel ceiling because they don't want it to, well, basically they want to sell very expensive postcards to it. But I've got photos of just about everywhere else inside, and I want to welcome to the chat Old Man Bird. Hello and welcome. Not familiar. CBCSM. Okay, well, I don't recommend anything by CBC because they're government propaganda funded websites, although their music is good. Their music is good. So, yeah, good to see you. Thanks for being here. And let's just share this out. So, anyone who's tuning in, if you share this out, I appreciate it. It gets more people in watching the videos and sort of gives YouTube the idea that maybe they should promote the stream a little bit more. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel also helps with that. Those are both free, so please feel free to do that. So let's take a look at well, you know what I can show you is let's take a look at St. Peter's Basilica, and I'll share the screen. Bingo, and let's just St. Peter's Basilica. It was to replace the original St. Peter's Basilica that was built in the 4th century by Constantine the Great. This existing modern St. Peter's Basilica, was built in 1506, completed in 1626. It was built by Donato Bramante, and the famous double helix staircase that is underneath the dome that is a prominent feature right in the middle of St. Peter's Basilica. The double helix staircase means that people going up to view the dome and people going down, they don't run into each other, which is kind of cool. And that is called the Bramante staircase after Donato Bramante. Michelangelo also had part in St. Peter's Basilica, and it is the largest church in the world by interior measure. And it is renowned for the Italian Renaissance architecture. It has a lot of paintings, incredible statues, a lot of marble, incredible marble. And it holds the burial site of St. Peter, which is one of Jesus' apostles, according to the Bible. And I'm not really versed in the Bible. I went to Sunday school as a kid, but this is not going to be a religious stream because I really don't know too much about religion. But now the nave, the actual church inside the Vatican is cross-shaped, which is, it's cool to see a cross-shaped building. And we're going to see inside. Inside there is the altar of Saint Gregory, and which is kind of cool. And then it's got altars for the crucifixion of St. Peter, the altar of the Sacred Heart. We're going to take a look at some of those, and all kinds of really cool, interesting architecture inside. So, and the Vatican City is actually part of Rome, as you may or may not know. So, although it is its own sovereign city-state, which is kind of unique. Yeah, what, I guess Washington D.C. is sort of, sort of sovereign, sort of Canberra state in Australia as well. Interesting. But these guys are now, they still use the euro, of course, and it's not a very, it's just the size of a city. It's not a very big territory. But let's go ahead and take a look at. Now I can show you the Bramante staircase, and I'll here's the here it is, the modern double helix staircase, which was pretty cool. Built in 1932. The modern one was, because they had to renovate it. But yeah, it's quite incredible, and it allows people going up not to run into people going down, which was kind of cool. So I thought that was all right. So let's just take a look at maybe how about this? Well, let's take a look at some of the pictures I put up. How about that? And let's present. Oh, hang on. Share screen, and let's take a look. There we go. So this is Vatican City, and you enter it. Well, we're going. This is the Rome side, going across bridges. Vatican City is, I believe, the only way to get to it is across bridges, because it's got a moat. Literally, I think the moat goes all the way around too. It certainly looked like it did. And I want to say hello and welcome to William Shakespeare. There's only a couple of us here. YouTube didn't send a notice tonight, nor last week, the slackers. That's okay, William Shakespeare. You're here, and that's the most important part. And Stark of Iron, don't call me no slacker. No, you're definitely not a slacker indeed. You're one of the hardest working creators on YouTube. And William, I don't know much. If you want to be part of the panel, you're more than welcome to. I don't know how much you know about the Vatican. I certainly, like I said, I don't know a lot of the religious side of it, but I certainly love to look at the pictures. And this is going over the moat in the Vatican City, and you're looking at Rome. And I believe in the background, boy, that looks like the city of Rome has a magnificent post office, and that might be the big building in the back that we're looking at is the post office. But certainly Rome, going into Vatican City, is its own city-state. There you go, crossing the river that forms part of the boundaries of Rome and goes right through. This is the Arno River. Memory serves, that's the Arno River. But yeah, just gorgeous old bridges, old architecture. You just gotta love it. And yeah, I don't know, it felt, Vatican City felt like Rome. It's got different government, of course. It's controlled by the Holy See, or but it's not. The Sistine Chapel, and St. Peter's Basilica is not the head of the Catholic Church. That it belongs to a church in the city of Rome. So I just learned that that the Sistine Chapel is not the head of the Catholic Church, which was pretty impressive. And I want to say hello to Janet from another planet. Hello and welcome to you. Thanks for being here. And I'm gonna make your name Blue, just because I like to see how many moderators we can have. Certainly no obligations with that, Janet from another planet. And I want to say, oh, it's a Tiber River. Hi, Lemon Pie. It's not the Arno. It's a Tiber River. Thank you. The Arno is in Florence, isn't it? I'm getting my Italian rivers mixed up. I obviously didn't study that before coming live. But yeah, the Arno's in Florence, I think. Tiber River. Thank you, Lemon Pie. See, I don't need to research because the chat is usually so on top of things. Yeah. And there's just going through going through Rome into the Vatican. Lemon Pie, you've been to the Vatican, dude? You want to come up? You're welcome to be part of the show. If you would like a link, I'll put it in the chat, my friend. That'd be fun having you up there, wouldn't it? So yeah, just the Roman arches, just the architecture is just incredible. Okay, so there you go. So there is, and you can see the columns on the right hand side. It's like a wing, like a semicircle wing of St. Peter's Basilica, which we're looking at in the middle, and the other side is identical. It's a mirror image, basically. It's a semicircle on the other side, and yeah. So there you go. That is St. Peter's Basilica from the outside, and yeah, the largest church in the world as far as interiors go, which is impressive because the one in the I know the mosque in Casablanca in Morocco is huge, absolutely huge inside too. So there you go. Looks like, see, this is film, folks. So when they developed the film, this was what happens with the old film. You catch a little bit of the last slide, and then it merges with the other slide. But yeah, want to say hello to Lemon Pie is just saying hello to everyone. William Shakespeare says, "I've not been to Italy at all, so I'm fairly useless tonight, Spidey." Oh, fair enough, William. Not that I'm saying I'm ever useful at all. Those are just rumors. I don't believe you. I bet you're extremely useful, my friend. And yeah, there's up close. See, there's if you can see, on top of St. Peter's Basilica, right on the front there, there's statues of popes on top, and or saints, and there they are up close. Yeah, so there you go. Incredible architecture. The stonework. I mean, it's Italian. It's Italian stonework. Lemon Pie. This was in. This would have been in 1991, my friend. 1991. Yeah. So yeah, film. 35 millimeter film camera, my friend. And yeah, there's okay. So there's going around the backside of the basilica, and there's the backside of that semicircle curved wing with all the columns. Incredible. The amount of columns, I couldn't count the amount of columns, but that's a huge plaza. It's impressive. And you guys, I know you guys know who those are. You know who those guys are. I'm sure you know who those guys are. Especially anyone with Swiss heritage. Lemon Pie, looking at you. Yeah, those are the Swiss guards, folks. The mercenaries. Yeah, that's right, Lemon. Yeah, the Swiss mercenaries that are hired by Vatican City to guard the Vatican. Yeah, there you go. And they had very poofy pants, as you can probably see. Very poofy pants. So that was cool. Ooh, maybe that orientation is better, folks. And I don't have so many photos tonight. I think there's only about 60. So we're going to keep it short and sweet and hopefully interesting. Yeah, that's a much there. I like that orientation with me just in the corner there. You didn't come here to see me. You came here to see maybe the Vatican and the pictures of the Vatican. So, and Old Man Bird, good. I'm glad you're here. We just started. We're looking at St. Peter's Basilica. And just the Vatican City, which is its own sovereign city-state. Which there it is there. Yeah, there you go. Just coming across the Tiber. Thank you for that, Lemon Pie. The Tiber River, and then coming into the Vatican. So there you go, Old Man Bird. You're all caught up. Swiss guards, exactly. And Those balloon pants were all the rage back in the day, says William Shakespeare. And hey, thanks, Janet from another planet. Oh, nice profile pic, Janet. Hit that like button, she says. That really helps. Not that I'm ever concerned about getting monetized, but it certainly helps more people come to the channel. So, Lemon Pie says they have more than pikes too. They have machine guns. You know what? That's true. I met a Swiss university guy when I was backpacking, and he was telling me, yeah, he had to do the training, and he keeps his machine gun even after he finishes in the military, the 2 years obligatory. He's got to keep his machine gun. He's required to keep it. Is in good shape at his home. So yeah, there you go. And everyone's saying hello, welcome everybody. Yeah, we're just gonna keep it short and sweet. Yeah, exactly, Janet. You're not monetized either. No, we're just doing it because there's so many darn good people on YouTube that I really enjoy their company, and it's good hanging out with them. And okay, so inside here is, I was telling you, the artwork, and the sculptures are, and just the architecture are incredible. So inside the Vatican Museum has paintings, as well as inside St. Peter's Basilica. And I want to say hello to Suzanne. Good to see you. Awesome. Thanks for being here. William Shakespeare says, Old Man Bird, to drink or not to drink? That is the question. That is a good question. I think I've only had one adult beverage today. I'm not currently, well, I will definitely have a drink from my Cardinal Sin Midnight to Midnight mug, and I'll have a glass of water. But yeah, just the paintings, and these are, now when I was there in '91, these were not protected by any kind of coverings, so you could get up close to the paintings and really observe all the brushstrokes really closely. And this is one of the famous hallways in the Vatican Museum and the Basilica. Is just incredible art. Now this is not Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel ceiling. You're not allowed to take photos of that without special permission, and because they sell really nice postcards of it. But this is a ceiling nonetheless, that part of which, if I'm to understand, was done by Michelangelo, but it's not the actual Sistine Chapel. I do have a picture of that from Wikipedia that I can put up here in a little bit, but yeah, that's just part of the Basilica. It's incredible. And okay, so here is, now I was showing you on the outside, right, the dome on the Basilica. There's the dome. So this is inside. Look, so the hallway, that hallway leads to the dome, and there's the dome, and underneath the dome is the altar, and just incredible ornate carvings and ornate architecture. And hello, Old Man Bird. Suzanne, I'm a fan, says Old Man Bird. I think everyone's a fan of Suzanne. She's always so polite and helpful. Saying hello. William Shakespeare says, whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer a bad pint of beer or no pint at all. I'd rather suffer the bad pint of beer than have nothing at all, I think. But yeah, absolutely. And you know, there were quite a few tourists there, but it wasn't jam-packed. You know, it wasn't shoulder to shoulder, but there was quite a few people there, I gotta say. Now, and just the you know, those are carvings. That's a 3D. You know, the two angels on top of the paintings. That's part of the framework. That's part of the ceiling, of the carved ceiling of St. Peter's Basilica. And I wish I had a modern camera at the time, because boy, it's incredible. And these pictures just obviously just don't do it justice. And I did manage to take, you can also, there are windows to outside, and the grounds on behind the Basilica has beautiful gardens. So I did manage to take a picture. They did leave one of the windows open, And there's the grounds outside of the basilica while you're walking down that hallway. And Latin, lots of Latin. Anyone that can read Latin up on top of all around inside. So this is in the center of the basilica, right in the St. Peter's Basilica, and it's right at Gregory's altar there. And that's a pope. That is lots of statues. Couldn't tell you which pope this one, but they've got them all. Like pretty much all the popes have a statue like this somewhere in the basilica. And there it is, looking down. So this building is shaped like a cross, and we're looking down the long axis, and with the dome right at the top, and below it is the Gregory's altar. And there's a closer picture of, boy, that's dark. See, you weren't allowed to take too much flash photography because you might damage the paintings and the artwork that was in there. So yeah, but there's underneath the dome. You can see I sort of got a picture of up underneath the dome, and it's all painted. Again, not Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel, but that is the ceiling of the dome at the basilica. And again, with the Roman on top, with the incredibly carved walls, and yeah, it's just absolutely incredible. And if anyone does want to come up and be a co-host for the stream, I can send you a link so that you're not just listening to me. Lemon Pie says the art and the architecture is really amazing in the Vatican Museum and inside St. Peter's Basilica itself. Exactly, Lemon Pie. You've been there, so you've seen these very things. You've seen this. It really is. And there's a fountain with some holy water in it, and these two cherubs. Is that how you call it? The little the baby angels, the two cherubs. And this is one of the people that was with me on our group, and she's from Newfoundland, and she kind of looked like a cherub. So I took the picture with her in it because I thought she belonged there, and that's a compliment. Love the Newfoundland people. And so okay, so there is the underneath with the dome just in the background, and there's the giant altar in the middle. And Suzanne says, you don't see talented artwork like that these days. Sadly, no. And thank you, Old Man Bird is enjoying himself with a drink. Well, excellent. Janet from another planet says, I cannot help you out with any of those photos. I have not seen any of that stuff. But you were born there. I'll be damned. I'm assuming you mean Rome and not in the Vatican at Gregory's altar. There's a chance, I suppose. And again, like statues everywhere, like inside the columns. They carve out a little nook and they put a statue in it. It's quite amazing, just the architecture. And again, there are tourists in there. There's a few. There's probably a few people you can see there, but it's not wall to wall jam packed, which was nice. Oh, sorry, Janet from another planet. You are a newfie. Oh, okay, right. Somehow I think I knew that. Not a Roman. Okay. Yeah, no. This particular Newfoundland friend was a blast. They are. I've known a few of them, and I've never met one that wasn't a happy-go-lucky person. There, and again, okay, so this is one of the wings. This is one of the lesser hallways in St. Peter's, and just incredible architecture, folks. Just absolutely incredible. Ooh, and welcome, Pleasant Valley Picker. And PvP says, I always wanted to see the art galleries, museums, and architecture in Europe. That is the highlight, PvP. Maybe even more than the food, I would say. And I did take the wrench away, PvP, only because sometimes the comments that you put in the chat, I'm not around sometimes to delete them. And like when I was late to the stream last time, and so I know that some of the other wrenches need to remove the comments if they're really not if they're offensive. So that's all. And again, incredible tile work, just gorgeous architecture. I don't know why the fleur-de-lis are there, but who knows? They are pretty. Oh, and there's Pope Leo. That is Pope Leo up there with, again, lots of the baby angels, the cherubs, all over the place. You know, and just incredible. Like now, these supposedly are tombs, but I know that St. Peter is buried here, but a lot of the other tombs are symbolic. Like the queen, one of the queens of Sweden, is buried here, and she has a memorial here, but she's not actually buried here. She's probably buried in Sweden. And yeah, but just lots of. Ooh, I think that's a boob. That is definitely a boob. Last pistol prepared for protest. Ah, okay, awesome. An old man bird. Yes, because PvP did. I believe in you told us in school you focused on you focused on art, and I believe you have a degree in art. So I bet you have sculpted things. Absolutely, wouldn't surprise me. And yeah, so see, they have a plaque at the bottom saying that whoever is supposedly buried there is buried in the floor. So that was cool. And this is another one. Yeah, just tombs of famous people. Now that one, that looks like Galileo, doesn't it? But it could be, and I know that he has a couple of memorials to him all over the place. Now this is the famous double helix spiral staircase that I was telling you about earlier, and that's that was made in 1932 to replace the older one that had been destroyed. But yes, oh, okay. PvP says, I sculpted a penguin in wood. Well, that is cool. And absolutely, PvP, absolutely, I want you to stay. And I'll give you your wrench back, but you just can't say stuff in the, like, I couldn't go back and see it because StreamYards doesn't work that way, and YouTube didn't post the comments, but I was told that you put some not nice comments in there. And so, but yeah, I mean, I trust you as a person. Absolutely, man. Just don't say stuff because we'll have to. And if you're a wrench, then none of the other wrenches can delete it. So, you know, that's the only thing, buddy. Yeah, I know you do, PV. I know, man. And hey, do you know how many times I've had to apologize to all kinds of people for things that I have said when I probably shouldn't have said anything. So it's not a problem, man. Not a problem. It's all good, PvP. Just promise me that you won't, even if you're pissed off at me and I'm late, don't say anything disrespectful in the chat, and please, because we can't delete. If you're a moderator, so you're a moderator now, we can't delete. I have to be the one to delete them. Okay. Be advised, Spidey is generous. Holsters. Little Susie on that last pistol. I get you, Tony. You're funny. But yeah, this is the famous staircase made by one of the guys that was one of the main architects of St. Peter's Basilica, and his name was Bramante. Bramante. And this Bramante staircase, I know it's just a staircase, but it's a famous staircase, you know, and it's a ramp, which is really cool. I thought it was really cool anyway. All right, enough of the staircase. Yeah, and there you go. So you can see people going up. You can see people going up, ascending, and then people coming down, and they do not run into each other. I don't know how that works. It's a genius staircase. But yeah, you're welcome, PvP. Just do me a solid, okay? You know, even if you're thinking, just write me an email, okay? You say whatever you want in an email. I won't get offended. I really won't. But yeah, it just makes the channel look bad. Not that I'm ever concerned about getting monetized. Okay, so here's looking up at the top of the staircase is another. Now that's not the dome. The dome is painted because I was showing you the dome that sits on top of St. Peter's Basilica, but that's a glass. That's a glass spiral staircase. And hey, Parrothead, excuse me, good to see you. And Suzanne says, I need help to unblock someone on X. I don't know how. I don't know how to do that either. I've never checked. That. Holy shit. Thank you, Parrothead. Holy crap. Oh my goodness. Dude, you're a producer here by all the stuff you're showing me. Holy crap. Yeah, that's it. Okay, fantastic. You've got it. The double helix staircase at Chateau de Chambord is also another place that has it in France. Is attributed to Leonardo da Vinci. Another double staircase. Okay, the double helix staircase. This is what Parrothead sent me on Twitter, X. Double helix staircase is a central attraction at the Chateau de Chambord in France, attributed to Leonardo da Vinci, and it looks very much like the one in St. Peter's Basilica. Yeah, the Bramante staircase. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Parrothead. You rock, dude. That's awesome. Okay, back to the. And I want to say hello, Herc130. Good to see you. And Stark of Iron says, very rarely do I go into Judge Red mode. When I do, it's pretty funny. I would agree, Stark of Iron. But yeah, that's just I hope you can see from the picture that people are going up are not running into the people going down. So that I thought was pretty cool. And there's just some more ceiling artwork. Just hey, Herc, thanks, man. Awesome. And PvP asks, have you seen The Agony and the Ecstasy with Charlton Heston? I have not. No. I've heard of it. Oh, yeah, man. On a jet plane. I'd love to go back to Italy and Greece very soon, hopefully this year. So there's again, just some more incredible architecture. And let's see. Okay. Yeah, I have. So Stark of Iron, I do have you as a managing moderator, just so you know. And I do intend to watch it someday. PvP, I believe it is a great film. It's just I need to break a hip so that I'm bedridden and have nothing else to do. Hello, Gene is saying hello to Old Man Bird. And PvP says The Agony and the Ecstasy is a 1965 American historical drama directed by Carol Reed and starring Charlton Heston as Michelangelo. No kidding. That is a fact. Okay, well now I do want to watch it even more. So yeah, there's the ceiling underneath the dome, and you can see just a bit. It is painted sky blue as memory, with windows, with all kinds of windows. And yeah, it's a terrible picture of the pillars. There's a better picture of the pillars and the artwork and the carvings right into the pillars. Everyone's saying hi. No, I know, absolutely, I will not. It won't be us. Nope. Michelangelo painted much of the ceiling on his back. I've heard that, PvP, and you know what? Let's take a look at because I can stop. Okay, so here's another ornate staircase. I mean, look at that with all the. I'm guessing that what else would those be coming off the staircase? Those look like those would be sconces to hold candles going up the staircase. Anyone with a better idea? But those look like they would maybe be holding candles. But very cool decoration. So I'm going to stop this and let's take a look because I pulled out. Hang on, wrong one. Present, share screen, and let's take a look at the Sistine Chapel ceiling. Here you go. Share. And hopefully you can see that. So that is Michelangelo's famous Sistine Chapel, and it's got the it's 3D because it's a vaulted ceiling, but there are different angles and different curves to it, and then the cornice work up in the corners and all along the edges. I mean, they form sort of picture frames. So those triangle pictures that are along the sides, they're sort of framed in by molding. I guess you'd call it molding, and it's all the windows really let in the bright light there as well. So that's fascinating. And, lots of angels and lots of sky blue, and there you can see. I don't know if maybe you can see it, but up at the top of the picture is the famous. I guess that's Adam. Is that from Adam and Eve? Is that Adam laying naked on the left, and he's reaching out his hand, and his pointer finger is touching the pointer finger of, I believe that's an archangel on the right hand side, and that's right in the center. It's a square painting right in. It's quite small though. I thought it would take up the whole damn ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, but it's just one panel. So yeah, there you go, folks. Sistine Chapel. Now this is not my photo, as I said. This is I got that off of Wikipedia. So there you go. Back to my photos. And my mouse is working really slowly tonight, so I apologize, folks. It's taking me a little longer to do things just because the mouse is not cooperating. Ooh, Parrothead said, Spidey, I sent you the wiki on the Sistine Chapel ceiling. That is awesome. Thank you, Parrothead. I will look at that. PvP says, seems humanity was capable of more beautiful things back then. Perhaps. They had more inspiration, perhaps. I'm not sure. Oh, and it is God. Okay, it's not an archangel. It's God. Okay, I thought it was God through an archangel, but it is God reaching out his finger to Adam. Okay. Thank you very much. Awesome. The Sistine Chapel ceiling, Italian, Soffitto della Campella, Sistina, painted in fresco by Michelangelo between 1508 and 1512, is a cornerstone work of the high Renaissance art. Thank you, PvP, and I will look at what you sent me, Parrothead. And I'm trying to take a shitty picture through the light, yeah. Okay, so here is there is a Gregory's altar, and that's what do you call it's not a pulpit. I guess that's the altar underneath the pergola. Herc130 says, I know pictures are forbidden in Sistine Chapel, so that makes sense that it wasn't your photograph. Yeah, that's right. I wasn't allowed to take photos. I even thought about sneaking it, but then I didn't want to get kicked out of Italy. So the talent of Michelangelo is mind-boggling. Absolutely. It is. An old man bird says, sconce is a new word I just learned from this stream. Really? Not to be confused with scone, but sconce is, yeah, the fancy wall hardware that holds the candle. And is that connected to the word I was ensconced by her beauty? I don't know if I'm using that correctly in a sentence, but I know ensconced is a word. There you go. Thanks, Parrothead. I will check my Twitter twatter. So that's the Gregory altar. And that, I should have flipped that upside. Shit, I should have orientated that correctly. So I missed that one. I missed that one photo. Exactly. They don't want the photos due to the flashes damaging the wall paintings. Exactly. And getting kicked out of the Sistine Chapel is kind of like getting kicked out of heaven, so you know how that ended up. Well, exactly. I don't want to do that. So that's looking up. Oh, I thought it was a sky blue, but it's not. Look at that. I was wrong. There is one part of the ceiling that is sky blue, but that is looking up underneath the dome directly with I believe it's Gregory's altar underneath the dome of that you can see from miles around of St. Peter's Basilica. That is what underneath looks like. And okay, that is good. Thank you. Okay, wicked. I'm gonna open link in a new tab. No, let's save. Open image in a new tab. Thank you, Parrot Head. So now I'm going to show you. I'll stop that, and I'm going to show you what Parrot Head sent me. Share screen. Share this. No, tab. Parrot Head. And let's see. This is the center of the Sistine Chapel. That is Adam touching the finger of God, allegedly. No, it's not going to let me enhance anymore. But yeah, hopefully, it's probably not big enough on the screen, folks, but that's the best I can do. But yeah, that is God touching. Yeah, now God is actually putting some effort into that. I don't know if you can see the hand very closely. God's actually extending his finger and actually lifting and pointing his finger like out straight. Adam sort of has a limp wrist look to his hand, and he's not even pointing hardly. It's like his hand is just sort of hanging there, and God's like reaching out to touch it. So maybe Adam doesn't see God. I've never really, because I'm short and I couldn't see the ceiling that well. But now looking at it this way, I'm not sure that Adam is even pointing. He's not. His hand is just relaxing there, and he's got a little tiny wiener. Anyway, yeah, there you go, folks. What do you know? Thank you for that, Parrot Head. Right, there you go. And thank you, PvP. I see that you have also sent me a page on the Sistine Chapel as well. So let's share the screen back to the pictures. And this is one that I did take of inside that dome. That picture always reminds me of ET Phone Home. It does, Herc 130. And I got to wonder if he was maybe inspired by it. It looks 3D, kind of old man bird, indeed. Okay, awesome. Thank you, PvP. Dude, you're awesome. All right, moving on. Again, I wish I had a better camera, folks. So there's sunlight. That's the sunlight of God beaming in through and hitting the dome of St. Peter's Basilica. Never heard Adam described as limp-wristed. Well, he was just relaxing. So, like he's not, like God was pointing, like actually, like actively putting effort into it, where he was just sort of relaxing, like, I didn't mean limp-wristed like effeminate, but there you go. And they hang these sheer curtains over the windows. There are windows in St. Peter's Basilica, as you can see, but they're covered with these sheer drapes to keep the sunlight from damaging all the artwork in there, which was kind of cool. And again, just more of the interior started, and there's the altar from way back. So you can see it's sort of weird having an altar with a roof inside a building that's inside. But there you go. And there's more of the dome from inside. And again, I wasn't allowed to take flash photography, so sadly, that's a very old camera that didn't have the greatest technology back in the day. But best I can do, folks. But hey, at least you can see that is the inside of the dome of the Sistine Chapel. Or at least you can have an idea of what it would look like. And the very center, the little nipple, if you will, right in the center, was painted quite ornately too, with what looked like continents in the world from down there. But it was hard because it was way up there. I think artists back then portrayed small genitalia. Small it was the norm. Yeah, and just so you wouldn't be, because it was not meant to be a pornographic picture, right? The focus was on the beauty of the body, not necessarily. Well, exactly. Yeah, no one wanted to see. Yeah, we don't want to stare at that. I certainly don't. And again, more of the interior. Now it wasn't all marble and gold, as you can see. There was red, and now that looked like to me like it was hand painted wallpaper, or like a hand printed wallpaper of some kind, which was really incredible. And again, yeah, using flash photography gets you 24-hour ban plus 1 year in purgatory. Joking. Yeah, probably. No doubt. Well, maybe Eve. Yeah, no, I don't want to see. Again, it's not pornographic. So okay, so here's the outside of the St. Peter's Basilica. This is on one of the outer buildings, and we're looking across an identical wing. We're on one of the wings, and we're looking across the plaza, which is a huge plaza. And the Pope often gives speeches in this plaza, and from St. Peter's Basilica, I think it is, and it's wall to wall people in there, shoulder to shoulder. Small penises were thought to denote intelligence, says Parrothead. Well, yeah, at least there's a bonus then. And so St. Peter's Basilica, looking at this photo, is in the to the right of that center column. That's the head. So we're on one of the side arms of the complex. Fine art was about high ideas, indeed. I haven't smoked a thing during this stream. And there we go, back to Rome. That is looking at Rome, and I think that's the post office or governmental building in Rome anyway, crossing the Tiber River, which acted like a moat going into Vatican City. And there we go, folks. We're back to Vatican City. There we go. Okay, so there. Now, see, the previous picture I took was to the right, and we were looking straight across this column. And yeah, there is traffic in this square, and of course they'd have to close that all down. I didn't see too many cars though. They'd have to close it all down for the Pope when he gives his speeches. But yeah, there you go. Thank you, Old Man Bird. Thank you for being here. Yeah, and you know what? I can share the Sistine Chapel a little bit. I'll just read a bit. Nestled within Vatican City is the Vatican Museum. And it's got some of the most incredible Renaissance masterpieces, incredible sculptures, some of the really old sculptures as well. Michelangelo, Botticelli, Perugino, never heard of that fella. Michelangelo's depiction of scenes from the book of Genesis, the creation of Adam. So that's God creating Adam. Interesting. So that's why. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. There you go. The Last Judgment, located on the altar wall. And yeah, it's just and this is called the Pine Courtyard because there's a giant pine cone at the bottom of the of the building. Okay. Interesting. But yeah, thanks a lot for being here, everybody. PvP says, doesn't seem humanity appreciated beauty. It does seem humanity appreciated beauty more back then. Perhaps. Although I do have some friends that are like myself that really do appreciate. I mean, I stood at those, looking at them for hours. Parrothead says, in ancient Greece, small limp penises were thought to denote self-control, where erect meant lust. Okay. Interesting. Thanks, Parrothead. Interesting. Michelangelo's David is an amazing statue. It is, and I've seen, there's an exact replica of it in Florence, Italy, outside of the museum, outside of El Duomo is one of the famous landmarks, and there's the Uffizi. I want to say Uffizi. I mean, we're going back 20-some years, folks. I've got a lot of places in my head, but I'm sure in Florence it's the Uffizi Museum, and David's statue, a copy. One of the only few very existing exact copies of this David statue, of Michelangelo's statue of David. And yeah, it's huge. It's like 7 or 8 feet tall, and I just stood there admiring it. And the veins on the you probably all know the veins on the arm that's down. He's got one arm up and one arm down. The veins, Michelangelo made those bigger on the arm that was down because he knew blood pressure would be greater in that arm, and so the veins are less exposed and bulging on the arm that's extended upright. So incredible details. Yeah, just incredible details. So I have seen the statue, the replica of the statue of David. The original, it's not in the Louvre. I don't think I've ever seen the original statue of David. I don't think I have. But yeah, there you go. The Vatican up close and personal, folks. The real statue, 17 feet high. Including the pedestal. Well, it was on a huge pedestal as well that was probably 5 feet tall. So even the replicas overall is probably 12 feet high altogether, buddy. 70. But again, I'm going back like 30 years in my memory, like I saw that when I was like 19 years old. So I doubt my memory's completely accurate. I'm trying my best with working with what I got, buddy. So yeah, there's the Swiss Guards again. And I want to thank everyone for being here. Parrothead, I really appreciate your contributions. Same with you, PvP. Lemon Pie. Almost said Lemonhead. The real statue is in Florence. So are you telling me that wasn't a replica that I was seeing in the Uffizi Museum? Or is the real one inside the museum and then a replica was outside because they didn't want the real one to be damaged by the weather? I bet you that's it. And I have seen the real one inside the Uffizi. And the replica is outside. Because I know they wouldn't put the real one outside, like in the weather. This one was exposed to the weather at the time. In 92 it was anyway. Thanks PvP. I appreciate that. Thanks, Miskatonic Madman says, great tour. I appreciate that. Well, thank you. And I appreciate you being here, Miskatonic Madman. Suzanne, we are wrapping it up. Suzanne, I'm cutting out early, but I'm exhausted. Have a great night. Thank you so much for being here, Suzanne. We are wrapping this up. Yes, the real one is inside and the replica's outside. Okay, PvP. Then, okay, yeah, the real one is inside and I think it is the Uffizi Museum. Yep, the real one's inside. Okay, I'll be damned. Miskatonic, hail. Well, I'll tell you, and here's a little hint that you probably won't hear in the guidebooks. You get a better look at the replica, because the outside lighting is much, the sun, the illumination outside is way better. It's in a courtyard. The Uffizi is it's a few stories tall, but when it's in the sun, when it's not in the shadows, it's illuminated perfectly. Whereas inside the museum, they have to be careful with the lighting, and it's artificial. So not all shows need to take forever. Well executed. Thank you, Stark of Iron. And I'm going to work. I'm going in another town to build a huge fence. And we're leaving here at 6:30 in the morning. Like, I have to leave at 6:30, so I'm waking up shortly. And I got to pack and prepare and do some bookkeeping. So yeah. And I'm out of pictures. I only had 60-some pictures. So thank you very much. But you know what? When I do my bonfires, Stark, I will go for hours, and you're always welcome on top of those. And thank you, PvP. I appreciate it. And William Shakespeare says, those excellent guard outfits, courtesy of Yves Saint Laurent. I think these were designed before he was around, buddy. But yeah, thanks for being here, everyone. And I'll leave you with the Swiss Guards. Enjoy the tour of the Vatican, folks. Short and sweet can be good too. It is. And I've been just about an hour, and I've got a lot to take care of in real life. It's just been so busy lately that I haven't had time to stream very much, but I intend to be doing a lot more streaming sooner rather than later. So, and while we still can have bonfires, we had a lot of rain today, so that we won't be getting any bonfire bans. No forest fires around me currently, so there you go. All right, folks. Oh, great. Thank you for sharing. It was great to relive it. Ah, awesome lemon pie. Thank you, PvP. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And yeah, we're all good, PvP. And I think I'm gonna end the stream on that. Looking upside, we're looking up the skirt of the dome, inside St. Peter's Basilica, from right beside Gregory's altar. Right. Thanks, everybody. Next Thursday we're doing another travel stream. I haven't decided where yet, and I also want to do a dedicated travel stream to chocolate, but I've got a surprise for that, so that won't be for a little while yet. But yeah, next Thursday we'll be doing a travel stream, and this weekend we'll have a bonfire and just have a chat around the bonfire, and I'll have an open panel. So thanks so much for being here, folks.